Hey everyone, welcome to Mattjestic Gaming. I'm bringing you another Dota chess. Now, what's happening is I have just recorded once and that recording did not succeed. So this is the second recording of the same video. Now, bringing it back. So having a look now, I haven't been making videos for a while because I was having trouble multitasking. As you can see right now in this replay, I am currently at rook 9. What's happening is I have achieved 3 queens on 3 separate accounts, and one of my queen account is currently ranked 13th in the world. It was 12th yesterday, but it's 13th now today. So if you want to see my account on the leaderboard, just simply go over here and go to leaderboard. You should see me as the top ranking player on the 13th list as Mattjestic Gaming. I've changed my name for my accounts as well so that you can spot me. So what's happening is I have been consistently getting queens with different accounts, and what I find most effective for me, or my favorite build, is the Goblin build. I like to share a bit of my Goblin build with everyone, so it helps everyone to get to higher ranks or even get to queens with my Goblin build. I'll just share some of the ideas to help whoever is playing chess or enjoying chess. So let's get it started. This is a good video to show everyone to start off with. I'll be making more guides regarding to Goblin or any other builds as we go. What I'll do is I'll find some decent quality replays and I'll commentary on the replays and explain my plan and my strategies as we go. Let's start this off. I started this game with 3 goblins on the first row. This was a very lucky row, but as we keep going, let me show you a few things. So we're gonna start off. Let me just check how the sound is going. Sound is okay. So we start off with 3 goblins. And right now this is round 1. Round 1 there isn't that much, so we're gonna skip a bit. So what I want to show you is what I get for each round. I was just chatting with someone. So on round 2, what happened was, let's have a look. On round 2, I managed to get 1 bounty hunter. So right now I'm looking at a 2-star bounty hunter, 1 clock, and any other random units. So round 2 we are starting off pretty well on this round. As you can see, all the players are highly ranked. They're rook 7, and the minimum is rook 7 over here. So we're gonna fight the neutral groups, loot the items. Now this is pretty important. We're gonna be looking at the 3rd row, and on the 3rd row we're actually not getting anything on this row. So actually, just let me pause for a moment. So, okay, back. So on the 3rd row, we didn't get any goblins on this row. So what happens here is, because we didn't get any goblins on this row, I'm inclined to take this tusk and this enchantress. So I'm taking the tusk because any unit that I get to 2-star, so let me pause it again. Any unit, let me go back a sec. Any unit that I get to 2-star is really important at the early game. What the plan for this Goblin build is to start win streak as quickly as we can and to stay on the win streak for the additional income. Once we stay on the win streak for the additional income, we'll be rolling for goblins. And this is how it works. Get high value units early, start the win streak, rolling for goblins, and start saving. And I'll start with the first part. What are the high value units? The high value units are 2-star units, any 2-star unit. Probably not tiny, but you know, we'll go by with tiny. But what I'm really looking for is Beastmaster, Shadowfiend, Anti-Mage. Maybe perhaps Chaos Knight, maybe perhaps Ogre, Juggernaut. So something along those lines to combine with 3 goblins. So what happened here is, we found the Beastmaster. I'm gonna sell 2 units for a Beastmaster. I made a little mistake here, but maybe not a mistake. It was a coincidence here, is that I'm looking at an Ogre and a Tusk that's left on the board. What I should be looking at is 2 Tusks. I should have sold this Ogre, kept the 2 Tusks. But realizing I made a small mistake, I sold the Tusk and Ogre in favor of the Chaos Knight. So it is a higher chance to get a Tusk next round, but if I do get more Chaos Knight, I can, you know, high roll into 2 Chaos Knight and, you know, perhaps I can be stronger. Let's see how we go. This is the first PvP round. This is round 4, and what we have is an incomplete goblins. We only have a Goblin Bounty Hunter and a Goblin Clockwork. Now, to notice here, I bought a tiny with my spare gold. This is for efficiency's sake. For each unit I buy that is 1 star, it reduces the pool of 1-star unit. This will increase the chance of me getting a 1-star unit that I wanted, for example, Clockwork, Bounty Hunter, etc. Now let me just check if everything's running smoothly. It is, because what happened last time is I was making this recording without actually starting a recording. So I was talking to myself on stream for about 40 minutes and the recording actually didn't work. So this is my second recording. Okay, getting back to it. Round 4. Every round here I'm going to pause and explain what am I thinking behind it, because for a Goblin builder, any start build, you want to be on the win streak. And how would you get a win streak? The decision making right now in those terms, every term is what really matters. So we have a Chaos Knight. I'm going to buy the second Chaos Knight. I'm going to roll once. Right now I'm looking for Goblins, Chaos Knights, Beastmaster. So I'm going to go once now. And because I kept the Chaos Knight earlier, I managed to get my third Chaos Knight. I didn't get 2 Chaos Knight in one row, but I kept the Chaos Knight, I bought the second one, and I rolled for the third one. You might say this was very lucky. It is indeed luck. At the same time, I was prepared for the Chaos Knight as well. So I got a Chaos Knight, which was really great addition. Now, on round 5, having a 2-star Chaos Knight will basically guarantee that I win the game. What I did here was, I will be selling this Beastmaster in favor of a Timber Saw. For most people, it will be very strange to sell the Beastmaster, because Beastmaster is such a highly valued unit. It's almost the strongest 2-star unit for 2-cost units. So why am I selling the Beastmaster in favor of a Timber Saw? Is to guarantee that I win, because I will be getting a Goblin buff. The second thing is, I do not want to lock in. Why do I want to lock in? Because for the Goblin build, each round that you don't lock in, you open yourself up for a high roll of multiple Goblins, Beastmaster, or anything in regards of Shadowwing, Chaos Knight, even Juggernaut is decent. So we'll be fighting. And as we're fighting, let me see the voices, okay. So as we're fighting, we'll be looking at the Chaos Knight will be doing a lot of damage, of course, because it's 2-star, and we'll be looking at almost easy wins, which is fine. And a crucial part about this strategy is that we maximize our winning potential early to get a win streak. And as we get a win streak, there's a few advantages of getting a win streak instead of just lucking out for units. By getting a win streak with this strategy, you keep the other players down. They won't be getting a winning streak and they will be losing health. You're maximizing your chance of staying on the highest health on the winning streak and getting your units as early as possible. Let me show you why. This term is one of the terms. Last time we fought 4 units, so the guy I was fighting had level 4 builder. So this term and onwards, what's going to happen is everyone's going to be on level 5 builder. Why is that? Because it only costs 5 gold to level from level 4 to level 5. And almost everyone currently in the high rank plane is going to level up, because they see it that it is advantage to put 1 more unit and having a higher chance of getting a purple unit at 2% chance at level 5. But as for me, what I'll do opposite to everyone is I'm going to stay on level 4 for as long as I can, because I want Goblins, and Goblins and 2-star units like Beastmaster, Timber Saw are only there with a higher rate if I'm on level 4. On level 4, I have 85% chance of getting my Goblins of 1. So 85 is adding the 1-star and 2-star. So I have 85% chance of getting what I wanted. But if I go to level 5, I have 75% chance of getting what I wanted. And there's the pool of units of rates is diluted by 3-star units and slightly by 4-star unit. I actually don't need 3-star unit or 4-star unit. Not that I don't need it, but the fact is I'll be running on 4 unit versus people on 4 or 5 or 6 units. I want the strongest 4 units I can find. And you know, after all this talk, let's see what happens. I'm gonna buy the Beastmaster, buy the Juggernaut, buy the Clockwork. Now keep in mind, I did sell the Beastmaster last go, and you might say that, hey, if you didn't sell the Beastmaster, wouldn't you have 2 Beastmaster? The fact is no, because if I didn't sell the Beastmaster, I would have locked in for a Timber Saw, so I wouldn't be getting those 3 units over here. So by selling the Beastmaster earlier, gave us a Beastmaster back and a Clock and a Juggernaut. This was somewhat of a gamble, but I did gamble because I was gambling for any other Goblins as well. I'm buying the Draw for the same reason. The Draw Ranger reduces the chance of me getting another Draw Ranger, increase the chance of Goblins I'll be getting. I'm giving all my good items to my 2-star unit, which is my Chaos Knight, and tank items to my Timbersaw. So we'll be fighting. As you can see, we're fighting someone with 5 units, but they're not 2 stars, they're 1 stars. They're strong, but they're not strong enough, because we have a Chaos Knight, we have the Goblin buff, and we also have a 2-star Bounty Hunter. So we're going to move forward a bit here. Let's see what we get for the next turn. It's so important each turn, the decision making for the Goblin strategy right now. Right now we're sitting on 6 gold. We got a Tinker. After buying the Tinker, we'll be looking at 5 gold. And let's see what happens. I'll be rolling with those 5 gold. Why? Because I am looking for more Goblins. I need my 4 units on the board to be as strong as I can. This is the only time I'll be rolling for a while I'm on level 4. I won't be rolling on level 5, level 6, level 7, I won't be rolling. I rolled and I got 1 Clockwork, which basically means my gamble paid off. Oh, it was a part of the plan. So now I just upgraded my lineup into 3 2-star units. Most people will be having 5 or 6 units, but they're not 2-star. So I'm selling those 2 units for another roll. I'm rolling, and I didn't get anything I wanted. A Lycan is a pretty nice 3-star unit, and if you manage to get Lycan to 2-star, it's really strong early game because of the Wolf's Dissonance. So right now, as you can see, I'm facing someone with 5 units. He's got the Warrior buff, he's got the Ox buff, he's got 1, 2, 3 2-star units. But we managed to win because we have the Goblin buff, and with the Nanobots, we also have the Chaos Knight, which is 2-star, which is quite strong. We won this one with relative ease. Next row. This is a pretty crucial row as well. We got another Bounty Hunter, a Timbersaw, and an Abaddon. Of course, I'll be buying those right off. Now keep in mind, I'm not able to add units. I can't add any units. I'm thinking of selling this one. Yeah, I sold this one. And let me show you what just happened just then. So, right now there's a few things to consider. This was practiced by me multiple times, so it came as a habit. So what happened here is, I'm looking at 3 gold. If I sell the Lycan, I'm on 6 gold. I'll be leveling up my builder once right now, so I can add additional unit. And the reason to do that, there's 2 reasons. By adding additional unit, I increase the chance of me winning the fight in the round. If I win the fight in the round, I keep my win streak and I gain higher income. And I don't lose health, of course. The second thing is, I'm staying on level 4 for a higher rate of Goblins. This round, I'm currently on 3/4 experience. And next round, I'll be getting 1 XP, so I'll automatically go to round level 5 next round. So regardless if I level up or if I don't level up, I'll be on level 5. And my rate of units for the things I want 1-star, 2-star add up to 75%. So my rate's gonna change regardless what I do this round. So it's safer for me to level up this round so that I have 5 units instead of 4 units. Just notice how everyone has ever leveled up to round 5, to level 5 already. So I have delayed my leveling up to level 5, but this was a part of my plan. So I'm gonna sell the Lycan. I'm gonna buy XP to level up. I'm gonna put the additional timber. I like my unit's position. I'll explain as we go once we get a chance. Right now I'm looking at Abaddon as well. This is the second part I want to explain. I'm looking at 1 knight here. If I have Abaddon as a second knight, I get a knight synergy. And the knight synergy is not that strong, but anything that helps in the early game really helps it. So the second part is that Abaddon with any undead provides a huge power boost early game. If I have a 2-star Draw Ranger and Necro, that's massive. So I'm going to win this fight with relative ease because I have 5 really strong units. I'm going to sell the Juggernaut, buy the Abaddon, and buy the Tiny for the sake of increase the chance of getting Goblins. Now, what's going to happen is, on the next row, let's see what units we got first. So let me go back a sec. So on the next row, which will count now. So there's two things that's happening. One thing is we did not get anything we wanted. One is that we wanted is maybe one undead, one beastmaster, some kind of goblins. Yeah, in those lines. So what happened last round is I leveled up once so that my experience went 3/4 into 3/5. And by winning the round or by turning over the round, I became 4/5, 4/8. So being on 4/8 XP means by spending 5 more gold, I'll be on level 6. So the Goblin strategy means I delayed my leveling up to level 5 by 3 rounds. And once I got the units I wrote for, I'm gonna power boost my leveling up from round level 4 to level 5, and now from level 5 to level 6 within 2 rounds. Let me show you. I'm gonna level up once. So now I'm level 6. I have 6 units on the board. And I'm gonna buy the Druid for the sake of an investment of Enchantress. So for those that, you know, having 2 Druids and an Enchantress, 2 Enchantress sells for 3 gold, that it makes 1 gold out of the game. So what happened is, previously I was on 4 units, now I leveled once on 5 units. So now leveled once again on 6 units. I'm gonna be staying on level 6 for a long time until something massive happens. The idea of this goblin build is to roll as many goblins or as many key units during level 4 as you can. But when you get to level 4, 3/4 experience, then the decision is, if you are on a winning streak, you level up instantly once more, and then you level up next time again to get to level 5 and level 6 to keep your chance of having the win streak. Now if you're not winning, you can choose to not level up and stay, which we'll touch on a different replay. So again, something big happened. I was keeping my Abaddon for the past 3 rounds. Now finally, this is going to pay off massively with a Necro. Right now, it's pretty lucky to be on 7%, level 6 gives 7% of a purple. It's pretty lucky to be on 7% to get a Necro. But at the same time, I was prepared for the Necro from very early, and I knew it was going to be a big synergy change if it did come. Now, at the same time, if a Lone Druid came, an Alchemist came, the same thing would happen. I would have replaced Necro or any purple unit with a Timbersaw. So this was a part of the plan as well. So basically, I'm anticipating for the units I'm looking for to make my 6 lineup really strong. So I'm typing a bit over here to show them I got lucky, which, you know, we all know each other. I've been playing for a while now during those ranks, and this was previously before this account actually reached King or Queen. So for those that wanted to know, Rook 9 is Rook 9, Rook 10 is King, Rook 11 is Queen, and even between the Queens there are different set of rankings. And this Mattjestic account, which was one of my 3 accounts, was the one that reached top 13 in the world as well. So this all happened within 2 days, because by making this strategy work, I really did well with Goblins. So this is when the saving starts. After round 10, most people will be considered 2 things. One is that, am I going to save? Second thing is, am I going to level up? If you save now, it's very important, because even if you lose, you don't lose much health. So if you get your economy going, saving now, it's quite crucial. Second thing is, if I'm going to level up, I'm looking for purple units. And as for goblins, I don't need alchemists as desperate compared to dragons. I need a DK, or compared to trolls, I need a troll, which, you know, troll did appear, which is kind of silly for me. So that's why I am not leveling up. I'm going to save for 50 gold until something special happens. Nothing changes here. So I'm going to save, I'm going to look around at everybody else. Now we're going to fight. Let's have a look what units am I fighting. I've been just buying everyone. So right now I'm fighting 6 units, but as you can see, not all 6 of the units of his 6 units are upgraded. There's a 2-star Luna, 2-star Clockwork, Omini is not upgraded. I don't think the Raze is upgraded. The Lycan is 2-star, which this guy is pretty strong. So this player right now, he's pretty strong, but we're stronger with the Chaos Knight with the Undead synergy, minus 5 armor, increases physical damage by 22%. We're really strong with the Goblin buff as well. So what I'm showing is, right now I'm on saving of 12 gold. Next round, I'll be only buying value units that I need. I bought Abaddon, so if I win, I'm going to sell the Axe. If I don't win, I'm going to sell the Treant. I'm going to be sitting on savings for as long as I can until I get to 50 gold. So I'm gonna fast forward here. And for those that wanted to know, I bought Axe to increase the chance of me getting 2-star units. Increase the chance of me getting 1-star unit, that is. Most goblins are 1-star. So the second thing I want to show is, look at this lineup, my positioning. So let me try to go back 1 second. Currently, looking at my positioning, this is something I want to show with any type of chess positioning. I have my tank, the one I want to take most damage over here, because Clockwork is the tankiest. I have my DPS physical bruiser over here. I have my AoE dealers over here. I have my secondary tank over here, and my backline over here. The assassins is over here. What this does is, most people put all the units in the middle. So if I be fighting, what I'll face is 2 or 3 units will be hitting my tank, 1 will be hitting my off tank. My AoE and my bruiser will be facing at least 1 unit. And this assassin can bait an assassin in, and they're going to jump twice and lose a turn for the assassins. What's also going to happen here is 4 units are going to focus fire the 2 units that's over here. So the idea is it's going to be a concave. We're going to surround the enemy from the right to the left, and we'll be killing them by doing 4 units attacking 1, 4 units attacking 1. And I'll show you why. And this will explain. So the rounds are going to start. Right now, looking at this doom, see all the units in the middle, this doom will be subjected to focus fire by 4 units right now. And looking at this doom happens to be focused by 3 units because assassin came to the back, which is still good for me because my bruiser, Chaos Knight, will be focusing on the backline, protecting them. So right now, 3 units are focusing on 1 unit. And you know, it's a 1-star doom. It's great, but it's not that tanky. So the bruiser killed the assassin. So right now we are facing 6 units to 3 units. And he did summon a little venom word, but that's not going to change anything. So we won the fight with relative ease. You can say that, hey, you have really strong units. You have Chaos Knight, you have the undead synergy. You know, by showing us this, it's not going to change anything. But in a chess game, the early game for our Goblin guide, every bit counts. Every bit that increase our chance of winning, the win streak, is going to matter, because with the win streak, it's going to push us further into the income, and once we're going to be ahead of everyone, we're going to be pushing further into level 8, level 9, level 10 builder for the higher chance of Goblin techies. Because with this build, if we don't get techies in the end, we're going to have a big trouble, because the Goblins really force off after level 20. And most likely, I'll be losing on level 20. So this round was a really nice round. We got 1 Timbersaw and 1 Lone Druid. I'm actually more happy for the Timbersaw compared to the Lone Druid, because knowing that level 1 Lone Druid is not going to be that great, because I'm saving. I only have 6 units on the board, and there's no way I'm changing any of the 6 units at the moment. And even in comparison, a 2-star Tinker is not that strong. A 2-star Tinker compared to everything I have here is not that strong. So I'm going to fight people, and we win with relative ease because we have some of the strongest 2-star units synergy right now. So let me show you the next row. Next row. This was a really nice row. Not only 2 Lone Druid came, but also we got a Clockwork, and also a Druid to boot. This is one of the people say the god tier RNG rows, which I do agree. We were fortunate enough to get this row, and it really changed my mindset for the game. I'm gonna get the Lone Druid to level 2, of course. I'm gonna do a few simple things. So the decision here is, now if you notice here, I'm on 32 gold. After buying the Lone Druids, I'll be on 26 gold, or even after buying the second Lone Druid. So looking at here, I'm still going to buy 1 more Lone Druid. So that means I'll be sitting on 24 gold. Even if I sold everything else, I won't be sitting on 30 gold. So the decision is, do I want to be staying on 20 gold, or do I want to have lower gold but with a higher chance of winning? What I did here is, I'm going to level up from level 6 to level 7. Because I was in a perfect curve to go to level 7 by spending 15 gold. I'm going to sell some of the things, and I'm going to sell one of the Druids to get the Clockwork as well. So there's 2 things behind this decision. One is that by going to level 7, I increased another unit to be placed on the board. and by placing a 2-star Lone Druid increases my chance of staying with my win streak, and also massively attacks the enemy and increases the health loss. The crucial part is I did spend 15 gold to level up, but I have increased my chance of this win streak greatly, and having a win streak at this stage gives me 3 gold. If I lost this win streak, I would lost the 3 gold income. In comparison, spending 15 gold and losing 1 savings is acceptable. And we're gonna fight, and most of those fights, even when the Lone Druids are doomed, which the Lone Druids will be doomed multiple times because the Doom's AI is really good, it's okay. And the crucial part is my lineup doesn't need the Lone Druid. The Lone Druid is here to provide additional assistance. If he gets the payoff, it's great. If he doesn't, it's still acceptable because we have a 2-star CK and we also have a 2-star Bounty Hunter. So we're going to win the fights with relative ease. And the next row, we got more Goblins, which is a nice row. So right now, I'll be buying a Clockwork. And what I'll be doing is, usually at this point, I'll be selling a Tinker. The reason I'm not selling a Tinker now is I still want a 2-star Tinker eventually for my 6 Goblins. I don't have a 2-star Tinker. If I have a 2-star Tinker, I don't even aim for 3-star Tinker unless they keep coming. So right now I'm going to sell the Bounty Hunter simply for the fact that I don't need a 3-star Bounty Hunter, because once we go beyond round 20, a 3-star Bounty Hunter will die in 3 seconds once it jumps to the back line. Now, even saying that, I sold the Beastmaster because there's 2 things why I sold the Beastmaster. Usually at any point in the game before level 20, I won't be selling Beastmaster. I sold the Beastmaster because I knew if another Lone Druid came, I won't be placing a Beastmaster, I'll be placing a Lone Druid down. And if anything else that's going to change, a 1-star Lone Druid is better than a 1-star Beastmaster. I'm keeping this bounty for the particular reason I still want a 3-star bounty. So it's like a small favor of me for the Bounty Hunter, given that I got a Lone Druid. I'm going to fight Wolves. One thing I want to show about Wolves, I'm going to pause here. And it's for this lineup, I'm pretty strong. But for lineups that you're not that strong and you're unsure whether you can win against Wolves or you just want to be prepared with Wolves, there's a few guides I can give on this one. So for Wolves, you require reverse positioning. You want your backlines, the Necro, to be where the CK is. You want your bruisers to be on those corners on this side, and you want your tanks to be on this corner. And mostly, you want your best tank or the tank that wants to soak 2 damage to be on this corner where the bounty is. What's going to happen after multiple testing is the Wolves will jump. This unit will be delayed 1 second by staring the Wolf. The Wolves will jump, and no matter what, 2 of the Wolves will attack this unit over here. None of the units or even 1 will attack this unit, and everybody else on this diagonal line will receive 1 Wolf. Let's have a look. And yeah, I've seen so many people losing to Wolves by not changing lineups, and sometimes I do that as well if I was distracted. But most of the time, if you change your lineup, you guarantee you kill all the Wolves, you save health, and guarantee any drops that's available. Because Wolves can be great with drops. So we saw the Wolves jumped in, they attacked Necro once, then instantly they change aggro to this whoever that's in there. And almost no Wolf is attacking this one in the back line. Because we didn't have a tank here, he's still attacking, which is fine. And of course we win the Wolves with very easy because we have some of the strongest units. We got one of the crucial jobs, one of the top jobs, which is a plate mail. I'm gonna give to the Chaos Knight because he's my fighting bruiser right now. So this is the next row, and let me show you the next row. We got a Beastmaster, which somewhat I'm regretting by selling my Beastmaster. I should have sold the Bounty Hunter. And at the same time, we got 3 Clockwork. Usually I'll keep the Conquer if I need an additional lineup. I'll even swap a Conquer for a 2-star Tinker, given that I still have my Goblin buff with other 3 Goblins. But here I don't need a Conquer. I'm gonna forge the Clockwork into a 2-star Clockwork. I'm gonna look around at everybody else, and we're gonna win the fight with relative ease with on 7 units. Now keep in mind, second thing is, we're on round 16 right now. This is when people are in the middle of their saving or finishing the saving. When I say saving, I mean saving up to 50 gold to get 5 interest per turn. Usually for me, or for anyone with a winning streak, like the top 2 we're looking at here, we should be on close to 50 gold. The reason I'm not on 50 gold is that I spent 15 gold leveling up from 6 to 7. Usually I'm still on level 6 right now. But on this particular game I'm level 7. But I'm behind on saving, but I'm stronger on the board. So there's 2 things I wanted to show before I was posting. And one of the things is that the position of my units. See the lone druid that's over here, which I think before the audio was turning back on. The lone druid is here to receive 1 to 3 damage when he's over here. So units will be hitting it, and usually my units I want to get the cast off will be over here. It's like Conquer, Alchemist, Lone Druid, and even Doom. And the units that's over here does AoE. The unit that's here is a Bruiser. So the Bruiser does damage and also it tanks a bit. This is an off-tank position. This is where my backline is. The assassin is over here to protect my backline from any other assassins. Sometimes I jump first, that doesn't protect. Sometimes I jump later, protects the backline. Now, what this positioning does is 4 of these units will focus the 2 units that's in front. If the enemy player plays the unit on this line, flat straight, I'll be concave them to the side. Otherwise, I'll still have a good focus on this end. Let's have a look. So, I think this round we're actually fighting. Okay, this is nice to see. This round we're fighting someone who has said will be placing flat straight. This is kind of brainless. It helps if you're warriors or if you're goblins, you just want to tank evenly. But the downside is if you face someone like me with this position, this unit will be focused on, and I'll be focusing all the units from the right to the left. Let's have a look. Doom is focused by 5 units or 4 units. Now we're focusing this unit. And even this bounty hunter is helping my Necro get mana out. Focusing this unit, now I'm going to focus this unit. Notice how this unit had a goblin buff, and they're just dying right away from the right side. Now you might say that, hey, this doesn't really matter, you have like, the god tier units, the strongest unit, but it's those details that guarantees a winning streak at the early game. I know I'm going to lose after round 20 eventually. It's key for me to keep my winning streak. Not only I save health, which is a massive resource, I'm also keeping other players down. The stronger I become, the weaker the other players become, and as you can see, the health is falling quite rapidly. I'm gonna fast forward a bit here. This round, nothing special. I got my Timber Saw, and I'm gonna pause here. Right now, if I press Alt, I'm gonna see my experience, which I will be pressing. See, I press Alt over here. I can see my experience is 18/24. What this means is, by leveling up twice, getting 80 XP, I'll level up to level 8, which I'll be doing. This means I'll be giving up on 10 gold. By giving up on 10 gold, I guarantee I put additional unit, which I have a 2-star clock waiting. This is going to increase my chance of staying with my win streak. Now the second thing is, by leveling up, I have 1% chance of getting 1 legendary, because level 8 gives 1% drop rate. And let me just check something. Someone's messaging me, is it? Oh no. Yeah, someone's messaging me. Let me just... I'll reply to him after. So getting back to it. So by leveling up to level 8, I place 1 unit extra. I get higher chance of staying on my win streak, and I'll open up to the chance of a legendary. I think that's worth it for 1 gold, which was a very good investment, I would say. So I'm gonna level up again, placing the clockwork. So as regards to legendaries, any legendary would help. Of course, we want the Goblin techies for a legendary Goblin combo, but any other legendary, a Tide Hunter, Enigma, Gyrocopter, or even a Lich would help us greatly, because the Lich allows us to swap out the Abaddon or the Necro. We still have the Undead synergy, but with a stronger legendary. Gyro is a great damage dealer, which I'll touch on very soon once we get a Gyro. Goblin techies, nothing to explain, 6 goblins, it's kind of end game. And Tide Hunter, great AoE, great damage. And Enigma, great late game. So right now we're sitting on round 20. I'm not going to spend any gold because it's a neutral round. Not only that, I have spent gold. And for those that have noticed, I have not been rolling for units until it's necessary. When it's necessary, when I just need one druid to get my lone druid to level 2, that actually is the only reason I'll be rolling. I haven't been rolling since level 4, and I have just been saving and placing value units as I get them. We're gonna win this fight with very ease, and we're gonna get a Necro. I'm gonna sell the Bounty Hunter. For those that wants to play a Goblin build, you need to keep in mind that it's very rare for you to get a 3-star Goblins. And notice how I've been selling my Goblins. I'm just staying on level 2 stars with my Goblins, and I have to clockwork. That's the only thing I'm looking for to get to level 3, to get a 3-star. The Tinker, they're sitting here waiting to be 2-star. So the Bounty Hunter here, or even a Timber Saw, I'm keeping a Timber because it's such a good unit. But the thing is, I know most likely I won't get the Timber to 3-star as well. So I'm selling the Bounty Hunters to free up a space, because I still want the 2-star Shadow Vein. I want a 2-star Abba, I want the Necro, I want the Lone Druid. And if you don't prioritize on what your units you're saving in your storage, in the late game you're going to be finding yourself without space or out of time to juggle things. And as you can see, we won this fight even though he had the tide. Now saving the Abba paid off because Abba came for me, so now we have a 2-star Abba. Abaddon and the Chaos Knight provides a Knight combo, which is a good addition to the lineup. Right now we're looking at round 22. Very soon we'll be looking at a loss, because no matter what, we're a Goblin strategy, and the Goblin strategy doesn't go far. Otherwise everyone will be going with a Goblin strategy. Goblin only goes far when you get 6 Goblins. And very soon we'll be facing Trolls and other things. And right now, this is one of the first times I faced this Assassin. This is when I noticed how squishy my units are. They almost got one-shotted. And yes, we won this one, but notice how I can't tell what I'm feeling right now in the game, but I was a little aware. I was like, wow, them Assassins, they might be quite scary late game. So I got my Necro, gonna line up the Necro. Every other gold, see, I was 1 XP or 1 level XP from level 9. I'm gonna take the level 9 by spending 5 gold, simply because I'm on a winning streak. 1 gold for me is not a big deal, and having 2 extra percentage to roll for legendary is massive. I'm gonna be on level 9. You might say that, hey, you are showing this video because you're on win streak, a massive win streak, even at level round 23. Yes, I'm on win streak, but most of this was this groundwork, this fortification was laid right when I was level 4. So I was rolling units at level 4. I stopped rolling and start saving very early. At round 10, I started saving. So without those 2 things, I won't be leveling as fast, and I won't be getting my winning streaks. Of course, not every game you get Lone Druids, and not every game you get the Undead synergy that early. But there are other games which I'll show everyone, which I'll be on the back foot as a Goblin, and how would we go from there. So as you can see, the enemy Alchemist is very underrated, or Alchemist in general. Alchemist is a great unit. Increases physical damage taken by 22% by reducing 5 armor. Does a great AoE, 150 damage for 10 seconds, and it's just great in general. Alchemists and Necros are really underrated, as for me. So most people don't make good use of Alchemist. I really want an Alchemist right now, but I'm just sitting on, you know, good income, good health, and this is actually the first round. I think I lost. So let me show you what happens. This is the Hunter with Undead combination. He's got a Necro, a Draw Ranger. He has 4 Orcs and a Shadow Thing that's 2-star. So this Disruptor, after the patch which Disruptor does damage, level 2 Disruptor does 600 AoE damage and silence. Each of the Orcs have 600 more health. Draw Ranger and the Necro reduces armor by 5. Windrunner is going to do a lineup of about 500 damage. The Shadow Thing is going to do 200 to 400 damage. As you can see, my units needs to cast, the Lone Druids needs to cast, and my units need to survive, sustain, and regen. What's going to happen is, his Disruptor is going to do AoE, Beastmaster AoE, Necro AoE, and my units just melted before they even cast one there. So we lost this pretty heavily. We lost 15 health. And this is like the beginning of the health loss. Unless I get something miracle. I did notice here right now, I lost to an AoE lineup. And my positioning, which was great early game, which does great focus fire, needs to be adjusted. The moment I lose, I always consider, do I need to change my units? Do I need to change my positioning? Here, because I lost to AoE, I'm changing my positioning to split it out. Let's have a look. My tanks at the front, my browsers, and my lone druids at the front. This 1-star lone druid will be at the back, simply because if he's at the front, he might just die before the bear gets off. So now I have split my lineup, preparing myself for the AoE guy next time. I'm gonna fight some harpies, they're pretty easy. So, going back here, let's see what rows we got. We got our second lone druid. Now I'm gonna upgrade this lone druid, which is very nice. Gonna put the lone druid to the front. I'm actually rolling once. Let me show you why I'm rolling. I'm rolling once, not because I'm looking for a legendary. Rather, I'm looking for Natural's Prophet. I'm looking for Furion, that I get 4 druids to forge my lone druids into a 3-star. And I rolled once, I didn't get anything. Rolled twice, I got Alchemist, which I was really pleased. Because surprisingly enough, sometimes I get techies before the Alchemist. And nice enough, I got my Timbersaw, and my Timbersaw became 2-star. Notice how I didn't have time to swap my units. This is because I'm currently in Australia at the moment, and the ping from Australia, I've been playing on US servers, Southeast Asia and Europe servers. Most players are from Europe. Looking at my ping, I'm looking at 330 ping. So that means I'm at a massive disadvantage in terms of ping, and some of the actions which I could have done in 1 turn takes 2 turns. Which is acceptable because we don't get any players in Australia that's playing chess frequently at high rank. And a lot of the Europe players are really high ranked and they tend to host rooms that I join. And this was a Rook 7+ room back then. So notice how we're facing the same guy that defeated us earlier. He also split a bit. He's the hunter guy and he got an additional draw, 2-star draw. We're facing the same guy, but with our split lineup, I think we got a good chance on this fight. What happened was, he silenced one of the lone druid, and my guys were so split that half of the guys won't attack or won't silence. So one of the lone druid got the bear off. The second lone druid is going to get the bear off. And because we got the bear off this time, we actually survived. And we managed to win this round, which was crucial. Although I'm on pretty high health, health is a crucial resource in the late game, not only because you can afford to lose, but each round you loses against an enemy, you can afford to adjust your positioning. Each time you adjust your positioning, you can lose again or you can win the fight. If you win the fight, that means you adjust correctly. If you lost heavily, it means you need to adjust again. So having more health means you can keep adjusting and keep finding the essential or the key positioning to counter the enemy. Because in the late game, it's about countering the enemy Tide, countering the enemy Disruptor, countering the Medusa. We got a lone druid, which is nothing special because we need one more lone druid. It can be really nice. I'm rolling once to see if I get lucky with a druid. I don't, so I give up. It's really important that you get really disciplined with a goblin lineup. Once that discipline, that means you don't roll unless it's crucial. You only be rolling when you get to level 10 or level 9 if you're on a good streak. There's so many games previously when I was quite new that I'm rolling right now for a lone druid, and before I knew it, 3 turns in, I don't get a lone druid, or I got a 3-star lone druid, but my advantage was lost. So right now we win with relative ease because we just got an Alchemist, and Alchemist plus the undead combo is very strong. So we're gonna win this fight, and if given chance, given the income, you always want to be on level 10 as early as possible. So I think this round I'm close to level 10, but I'm not willing to go on to level 10 because I'm looking at this Furion here and I'm thinking if I get it as a treant. So I'm gonna sit on this level 9. I'll be fighting the same hunter guy, and knowing how our positioning worked the first time, it should work this time as well. So as you can see, we'll be summoning bears. One of the bears already out, second bear's out, and because of the bears, I think we won this one. Actually, no, we lost this one. Oh, he had a Medusa. Yeah, the Medusa is really strong, but he's so far at the back, she cast it quite late. That means we killed his front line. So we start to lose health, as you can see, and we hit the jackpot with the Goblin techies. Techies came, and this was not too that much surprise because I am sitting on really high level for a while now. 3% each round for the past few rounds, and I was gonna be on 6%. It is a good bonus. I have had games which till the very end game I never got a Goblin techies, and I have had games which I had to spend hundreds of gold for Goblin techies. Notice how my Tinker is still on level 1, but I'm gonna place the Tinker down for the Goblin buff. And the clockwork goes up, Chaos Knight can go back, and the Chaos Knight served me really well from the start. Now he has to be sold because he's not in my final lineup, and he was just there to carry me to the late game. Gonna put the launcher forward, and we'll think we're really strong right now because we have the Goblin buff, we have the Undead synergy, we have Goblin techies and 2 launchers. And let's see what happens. That's a 3-star Ogre, which is quite massive. And if we notice, that's a 3-star Morphling, that's a 3-star Queen of Pain. So Goblins techies went off, the bears are going off, and this is the first time I noticed. I was like, hey, this assassin is so strong. She critted and killed most of my units, and we lost right after we got my Goblin combo. So I know this assassin is going to be a massive threat for us. Here I made a small mistake. I didn't pick the Tinker. I'm on 1-star Tinker. I have 1 Tinker and I didn't pick the Tinker. This is because at the end game, after round 30 usually, I tend to ignore Tinkers because I never plan to get him into 3-star, and just by force of habit, I missed the Tinker. And I'm going to pick the Enchantress. Notice how the pins really affect me as well. Every step and every decision is delayed slightly. I got a Gyrocopter, which is great for me. A Gyrocopter does great damage, I'll explain as the game goes. A Gyrocopter at level 1 does 2 cooldowns that add up to 400 damage. Now you might say, hey, 400 damage is not that much. But if you're facing 9 to 10 units, you're doing 3,600 to 4,000 damage AoE pretty much. Gyrocopter has such a good AoE. Not only slightly slows the enemy, but the AoE damage is massive. So you're facing 8 to 9 units here, so you're looking at 3,200 to 4,000 damage. And Gyrocopter only has a 10-second CD. That means in a fight, he can get 1 off or 2 off. That means you're doing 8,000 to 6,000 damage to the enemy. I'm keeping this Dusa because I know that I'll be looking into a Tide, Dusa, Gyro, and Enigma combo. And until I get to a 2-star Dusa, I'm not inclined to use the Dusa until I get a Tide. I'm hoping for a 3-star Clockwork as well. Oh, I just got another Gyrocopter. Because of the delay, I was on 7 seconds, and I know I won't be able to do anything because of the lag. So what I'm planning, looking at this Gyro, I'll be planning my next step. I want 2 Gyros, or even a 2-star Gyro, 2 Gyros done as soon as possible. I might be taking off my Undead combination because 5 armor right now isn't doing that much. Seeing how there's a massive AoE, this AoE damage basically is about 2,000 to 3,000 damage AoE with the Gyrocopter cooldown. And he just did it again, because each time he does a cooldown, he gets full mana, and within 10 seconds, he does another cooldown. And we won this one because of Gyro. Let me show you his damage. And so Gyrocopter did top damage 3 times higher than any other unit. That's why we want the second Gyro down as well. Put the 100, get the Gyro. I'm selling my Undead combination. So 1 Gyro at each line. This is the classic positioning where the Gyros are on the corner. This positioning is only weak to Assassins because, as we'll see very soon, if Assassin jumps me, then I'll be in trouble. So right now I was in favor of an Enigma in terms of Gyro because I feel that true damage is really good. And as you see, as the time ran out, I was still on 57 gold and I got 2 crucial units. So while the game is going, I make the decision whether I want to log in or whether I want to sell, what do I want to do. And as I was saying, we face assassins with a disruptor silence. The Queen Open killed my Gyro before he did anything. Sand King stunned everyone, Techies was a bit slow, and we lost this fight pretty convincingly. And we're going to be losing quite a bit of health, 9 health. And this is the moment I realized, hey, this assassin guy just defeated me twice. I should really be careful with this assassin guy. And this is the part, I was 1 Tinker short for a 2-star Tinker, but I still sold the Tinker because I was still hoping for a Lone Druid. And, you know, a 2-star Tinker gives 500 more health, but that's not going to change much. Here, what happened is, 1 extra unit, I'm hoping I get any combination, so I start replacing units. Which is not recommended sometimes, because you can really screw you up. And if you don't sell in time, you get big trouble. It automatically sells a random unit. Well, fortunate enough for Doozer, when I get a 2-star Doozer at the Tide, I get the synergy up. Why do I prefer Doozer and the Tide? Not only for the controls, because Tide Ravage and Doozer's Stone Gaze is a great AoE control. I'm also preferring the Doozer and the Tide because a Goblin lineup has really high armor, but our weakness is in terms of magic defense. The Doozer and the Tide gives 20 magic defense, and this, when it's multiplied with a magic reduction, we actually are better off with 20 defense. So otherwise we'll be reduced by 40% magic defense. With a 20% magic defense, we actually are reduced to 10% magic defense minus defense. So in exchange, we reduce 30% magic damage just by having Tide and Doozer. I sold out my Lone Druid because I know they are not in my final lineup and I don't need them for the late game. They're great, but they're not as great as the Enigma 2-star or even 1-star. They're not as great as the Doozer. So we fought the Hunter guy and we managed to win because Techie spawn went off. So right now we're facing a Hunter guy and an Assassin guy. Both are quite strong late game. We're rolling. We got Enigma. Notice how I have been sitting on 50 gold and usually only rolls to 50 gold unless I really need something. So as to the positioning, I'll start talking about we got a clockwork, and because of the delay we won't have time. So notice how when I got my Enigma 2-star, he's always at the front. Usually people plays like me, so they have units like Ty and Alchemist or Conquer or Deuce at the front, Disrupt at the front. I have Enigmas on the side, so he won't be focused. He will be charging up his mana by receiving damage so he can cast off earlier. Because half the time I'll be silenced, I'll be stunned, so I want Enigma to cast off early as it can. Deuce is at the back, because Deuce is not as tanky even at level 2. And similarly with Techies. Techies cannot survive the front line usually if it's at level 1. And we really want Techies to get its move. And this was a fight that we lost massively. And by so massive, let's see how much. We lost 19 health. So we lost to the Assassin guy 3 times in a row, each time we faced him. And his Queen of Pain, 3-star Queen of Pain, just annihilated my backup line. So my back line got destroyed. I'm gonna place the clockwork down. This is crucial. Most players at high rank tend to make this mistake. If they lose once, they don't adjust. Each time I lose, I'll be adjusting my lineup. And here, how do we adjust for Assassin? I think I'm strong enough for the Hunter because of my Goblin armor that I can adjust, particularly for the Assassin. Let's get the clockwork down. Clockwork is going up. I'll be rolling as well, because for the fact, yeah, I'll be rolling again. Because I really want a 2-star or 3-star Timber. And here I'll be adjusting a bit. No, I won't have time to adjust this round, I think. Oh yeah, that was Dragon, that's why I didn't adjust for it, because I knew my lineup is strong enough for Dragon neutral round. And after the Dragon, all the damage item goes to Gyro, so he gets his ulti up first. So this is the adjustment. The adjustment means all the tank units goes to the back line, all the DPS unit goes to the second or the third line. So the back line means when the Assassin jumps us, it's a high chance the Assassin jumps first. They will be hitting our tanks, that's where we want them to be, and protecting our back line. See how Deuce is at the front? And surprisingly enough, with Assassins, they tend to not hit the front line as much. We fought the dragon guy, but knowing I have the goblin buff, I should be strong now. See, my tanks, they did jump forward, which is okay. The tide got his off, and we got this after the techie bomb goes off. And our newly found Timbersaw and Clockwork are 3-star, so they're really tanky. Massive region. So we win the hunter guy. This was a dragon guy actually. We win the dragon guy with ease. And right now I'm selling the Deucer for a bit of income. Get my alchemist up. Rolling for a few units. As you can see, I'm constantly adjusting my positioning to counter the assassin guy. Because I have lost 3 or 4 times in a row with assassin. So you can see Timbersaw is protecting my backline from the Queen of Pain if she jumps. But it just happens his Queen of Pain is so forward that she's gonna hit my front line instead of jumping. Which can be somewhere where I want him to be, but my Tide didn't get his Ravage off. My Deucer is about to die as well. So if this Deucer doesn't get her ulti off, I'll be in trouble. But luckily, Deucer got her ulti off, and Techies on the side placed the bomb. For those that weren't aware, when Deucer stone goes off, the enemy units that are stoned receive extra physical damage, and our weakness is to great detail. So they'll be stoned, and when this bomb goes off, everything dies, because not only we have Alchemist, we also have the Stone Gaze, and that in combination with the physical damage bomb kills everything. And we also defeated the dragon guy, so right now we'll be facing directly with the assassin guy. So I really want the second gyro. No, I keep those units, and I'm still rolling. I'm rolling and not saving because I want more health. I also got a 2-star Tinker. Hooray. So notice how I'm positioning my Clockwork behind the Gyrocopter and the Timber behind the Deucer so they don't get backstabbed. And I'm noticing how his Queen of Pain is at the back now. So I know they will be jumping me to the back. And let's see how this fight goes. See how what the positioning was. My Bounty Hunter was on this position, his Queen of Pain was on this position. She jumped once for the Bounty, while Bounty jumped once for their backline. Both of the assassin waste 1 turn movement. The second movement is she's gonna jump again, so she wasted 2 turns of movement. So did my Bounty. But my Bounty is useless compared to his Queen of Pain, which is a massive damage dealer. She jumped again. The downside was his Tide got it off, my Tide never got it off, and we'll be in trouble. So what's happening here is the Queen of Pain screamed and killed half of my backline. And again, my backline is in trouble, but luckily my Deucer got it off and my Techies got the bombs off. So without the Deucer and without the Techies placement, and we would have lost massively. Now let's see how much damage my Techies did. So level 1 Techies did 300 DPS, 299 DPS, and that's massive. So we're rolling, we got the Tide, got the Gyro. No, there's a bit of alarm outside. So we got the Gyrocopter to 2-star, which is very good. Now the Gyrocopter does 600 AoE damage, and if you times that by 8 or 7 units it hits, it does 5 to 6,000 damage. So we got our Techies to 2-star as well, and right now we're placing units to the front to prevent the assassins from hitting them. So what's likely going to happen is they'll be hitting the backline, Gyro, and the front line. So the front line is actually safer than the backline right now. His Tide got off before my Tide, and luckily enough, I think, no, my Tide's not going to survive, level 1's too weak, but the Deucer got it off before them, and with the Taiki Bomb plus the Gyrocopter cooldown, we did massive damage. Now his one is in trouble because simply here I was sitting on much higher health compared to him, and looking at over here, I just need a Tide, and for him, if my positioning works, I won't be changing my positioning, and if he doesn't change his positioning, he'll be in trouble. And as you can see, I'm changing my positioning simply for the fact it's Trolls, and with the Trolls, the Tide, you don't want Tide to be front if he's level 1, you want him to be the front, so the real tanks are in the front, and against Trolls, you really need Enigma. And I think we win the Trolls with relative ease, and he won the Trolls pretty easily as well. So we're going to change the lineup back to where they are. Rolling for units. Now notice how, although I was leading massively early game, I have lost to this assassin guy purely 60% of health. I was lost to him, and if I wasn't saving my health in the early game, or if health is a resource, if I didn't have that much resource, I would have lost massively. So again, let's go back for a second. I'm looking at him. He has changed his lineup again. Now notice how each time he changes his lineup, he's risking for a massive loss or a win. Why is that? Because he's lost to me last round, and if he loses again, he's gonna lose the game. But by changing his lineup, by having no health, a change of a lineup might win him the game or might lose him the game. But even if he wins, I still have enough health to change again, but he doesn't have enough health to change it again. Let's have a look. I'm looking at his screen, it's not my screen now, because if he loses, the game ends. If I win, the game stays. So by changing his lineup, he actually lost massively, and hence he lost the game. Now let's see the ranking. Now I'm gonna pause here. So we went up to king, and I think I might have mentioned earlier, rook 9 is rook 9, rook 10 is king, and rook 11 is queen. Right now everyone can sit on the queen as the highest. I have gotten this account to queen already, and this happened to be when I got to queen, I was highly ranked as a queen because I've been winning all my matches, and I was 12th in the world on the leaderboard. You can see me over there, and now someone went further. I'm 13th in the world right now, and I've changed my name to my YouTube name, Mattjestic Gaming, and you can find me on the leaderboard right here. So to summarize this game, it's important to know when to roll for a Goblin build. It's important to know when to save for a Goblin build. Important to know what units to keep. Important to have discipline to not wasting gold on rolling. You need a bit of luck, bit of RNG, but once you get enough 50 gold, if you're saving, and because you're rolling early, you have lots of health early. So even on a downhill game, you're losing in the mid game, say round 18 to round 25, you have enough gold, so you have enough chance to be rolling into a Goblin techies at level 9 or level 10. And thank you for watching. Next time I'll provide another type of Goblin game, which that I won't be winning, but I'll still manage to twist it around with this effective build. Thank you for watching, and I'll provide more videos in the future. And hopefully you enjoyed this guide. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time.